What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Photographer Diaries podcast. This is the new intro for season 3. I don't know. I might not keep it. We'll see. I'm going to look for something else, but it is what it is. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a month. I've been super crazy busy. Hold on, I'm going to adjust this real quick. I've been crazy busy with wedding season this year, and I have 4 more left, and that's really the reason I haven't done a podcast. I've actually been working on a new set too in the studio, and I haven't ordered furniture for it. So we're actually in my office right now, which I actually like doing the podcast in here. I might just have to build this one out. But one of the big issues why I don't do it in here is that we, in our studio, we have a neighbor, and our neighbor, the walls are super thin, and I hear everything that's going on, and they hear everything that's going on in my office. So I usually try to do it in the back, our production area. The walls are a little thicker, whatever. But our studio itself has been crazy busy. We have 2 monthly renters, and we have had a consistent booking. So I feel like every time I've wanted to do a podcast, it hasn't worked out. We've had somebody else there, which is awesome. I mean, it's great. But anyways, today's episode is all about rebranding and building a brand that you love and enjoy, really. Hold on. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm just adjusting my camera because my battery's going to die in my camera, and I wanted to see the battery. There we go. Sorry. All right. So, right now my company is going through a big rebrand. We are working with a brand strategist and somebody that's designing our logo and our new look. And, it took me a while basically to come up, and not to come up with a name, but to really decide if that's what I wanted to do, if I wanted to rebrand and restructure my business. So basically, I own technically 3 businesses. So I own my wedding business, I own my personal brand, and then I own a studio that we rent out to local photographers and whatnot. So my wedding brand right now is the brand that we're restructuring and rebranding to a new name. So the brand is called King Collective. If you don't follow me, that's my wedding brand. It's Kaen Collective, and it's actually Kaen Collective, which is a Japanese word for to set ablaze or fire flame. It's got multiple meanings. So that brand is we're restructuring it and changing the name basically. And long story short is it's just the name is complicated and people don't understand it and don't know how to read it, don't know how to say it, and all that other stuff. But with how we want to structure our business next year, with the way we want to do our films and our photography and stuff, we want to kind of aim for more of a higher end market. And I feel like the look of our brand now isn't there, and then even with the name, it's not there. So we want to change that going into next year. So our new name, which I dropped actually on King Collective's page on a little teaser video that we just recently did, is going to be called Hayden and Harlow. So Hayden and Harlow is Hayden is my son's name, and Harlow would have been his name if he was a girl. Or if I were to ever have any other children, and we do have a girl, maybe even a boy, because it's unisex name, we would name him or her Harlow. And it's also a name, I used to be a chef, so it was a name of a restaurant concept that I had that might maybe happen, 10 years from now or something. But, so it took a while. So I called a friend of mine, Jason McCutcheon. If you don't know who he is, he owns the Wedding Film School. It's a big YouTube channel, and he has multiple wedding brands. And I called him up, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm going through this thing right now. I want to rebrand, and I want to pitch to a new market and this and this and that. And he really dove in, and he was like, well, he's like, it sounds like you just don't like the name. And I was like, you know what? The more I thought about it, I was like, I think it's a little bit about, I love the name, but I don't love explaining the name every time I get a client or, whatever. So it's not that I don't love the name, because I came up with it. Uh, it's just complicated, you know. I wanted something more that was like, oh wow, that sounds cool. And so far, everybody that I've told what the new name is, love it, and it has been a more positive reaction. So I think I'm in the right path, and I think that's really the importance of this podcast today is like build a brand that you absolutely love, regardless of anything else. And build something that sticks, that resonates, that people are going to remember. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I gave him a call. Like I said, he really just pushed me into that, like changing the name. He gave me some tips and some pointers and stuff like that. I also work for another company that did recently do a big rebrand. They were known for something for a while. I actually really liked their original name, and then they changed it to something else. And I had to hit him up. I'm like, oh, so what did you do? Like, did you have to change all this and this and that? He's like, no. He's like, you keep your LLC, you just change your name, and you either file a DBA if you want to go that route. Um, and that was pretty much it. So I'm super stoked. I'm super excited for what's going to happen next year. Our wedding films are just going to be better and better and better. Our photography is going to pretty much stay the same from what we do now. I don't really expect our photography to change too much. Maybe more posy. I don't know. Because sometimes the higher end market loves that kind of stuff. So, but our wedding films are going to be more the core of our business. We're going to be really pushing like story driven wedding films, cinematic, probably multiple day shoots, stuff like that. And the prices are going to reflect all of that as well. So super pumped for that. Guys, I know it's been a month since I've been on here. I did want to keep this episode relatively short. I'm also running on 25% battery on my camera right now. So we're going to kind of cut this off. But I hope you got something out of it. Build a brand that you love, that resonates with you, but also resonates with somebody else. And that is a memorable brand, and just something that you're proud of. So this season is going to be crazy, guys. Season 3, I'm hoping to get some really cool people on this podcast. So stay tuned. And yeah, that's it. Peace.